Hello, this is Edward Ejim Akwara, aka the 1 Minute Diplomat, making this video from the beautiful city of Abuja in Nigeria. As I have stated maybe ad nauseam in my earlier videos, I received what I will call a divine commission to get back to Nigeria from the United States, where I was living in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul in Minnesota. Many years back, I had done a stint in the Nigerian Foreign Service. I was a Consul of Nigeria in New York City, 575 Lexington Avenue. I enjoyed myself from there. I was posted to be the head of chancery of the Nigerian embassy in Cotonou, Republic of Benin. That time in the throes of the Matthew Kerekou socialist Marxist revolution. Well, my video today has nothing to do with the time I spent both in the foreign service and those places. I talk about this divine revelation which I had from God that I should come back to Nigeria. I was somebody who had 4 years multiple entry visa to the United States, and by the normal circumstances and the way most of us in this part of the world look at it, saying in the United States, it's like the apogee, the acme of achievement. But I was given a divine direction to return to Nigeria. I was living in Minneapolis with my family, and I had sat for LSAT, the mandatory examination for admission to law schools in the United States, and I was successful. The University of Nebraska in Lincoln had given me admission, and I was getting ready to go to Lincoln to take up this admission that had been given to me. And I had this dream where what I believe was an angelic visitor told me that I should get back to Nigeria, where I could be able to fulfill my destiny in grand style. So, in obedience to this divine instruction, I returned to Nigeria and I started reintegrating myself, recalibrating things that I needed to do. And I was researching, how best can I help Nigeria? How best can I be able to be of service to my dear country? It was then I discovered that maybe the biggest problem we are facing in this part of the world is poverty. Poverty, not of resources, because we are humongously blessed, even from here that I'm making this video in Abuja. You can look over the hills. People are mining, they are quarrying granite and other things. They even export them. And just down the road from here, where I went to secondary school, in a place they called Kepi, I remember we used to stumble on sapphire, amethyst, and other things like the stones of the books. Of course, nobody had any idea what they were worth until very much later. So just to illustrate to you that the problem we're having in Nigeria is not that of natural endowment. We are humongously endowed. But unfortunately, the people. We are rich. Nigeria is a rich country, but the people are poor. And that's like a reversal of rules. The man who is supposed to be riding on horse and is trekking on the ground while his servant is the one riding on the horse. So you see, because of this poor mentality, this slavery mentality, you see even our leaders who are supposed to know better, going cap in hand to go and beg Chinese, to go and beg the French, and beg other people. They don't have anything to write home about, apart from their craftiness, apart from their number six, because they have a better mentality, they have a better self-worth, whereas in this part of the world, life is cheap. We don't value ourselves. And because of the poverty, like I said, people spend all their time fighting each other on pittance, on crumbs, whereas gold, silver, you name it, amethyst, aquamarine, sapphire, topaz, tantalite, they are there lying waste, not to talk about the oil and gas, which has been a major preoccupation for us in Nigeria. So I, after my research, discovered that the best way I could help my people is to teach them how to think dynamically and powerfully. As the Holy Writ says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. So I am more interested in teaching the people how to level up their thinking because it is foundational. Without that, we cannot make any headway. People are still stealing money from Nigeria to go and stash it in Swiss banks, in the Cayman Islands, in the Isles of Man, in the Seychelles, and so on. Leaving this place plundered and stripped of what we need. We need to change our mentality. Like I said, I lived in the United States. I had multiple entry visa, 4 years. But since that time, I never used the visa. I've been in Nigeria. I'm very much happy in Nigeria. I love it here. The last time I visited New York, after 2 days, I was bored. It was, for me, a concrete jungle filled with very unfriendly, hostile people pursuing what they call the rat race. So I have been making these tapes as a precursor to what I'm going to teach later in my tapes. So in the meantime, like I said, we have to level up our thinking and stop thinking like slaves, because we are really the creme de la creme. Africa is the mother continent. Africa has the teeming with resources. Like in Nigeria, there is no state that doesn't have abundant mineral resources, whether it is barite or gypsum or whatever, we have it. But we are not maximizing this. Instead, we are going to other countries to go and beg them, which is a shame.